Art is widely accepted as a form of expression. For Antonio Burton, it's more than that. It's a language he uses to convey messages about mass incarceration. On Saturday, Burton, who also goes by the name of Toni Picasso, plans to share his form of art therapy at the McLean County Arts Center in Bloomington. WGLT's Melissa Ellen spoke with Burton about his work and his plans for Saturday.
I practice in a lot of medias. One in particular that got the name buzzing is, of course, fine art of painting. Then I do music, and then I also do video as well.
Where does the name Toni Picasso come from?
Crazy. Toni Picasso actually came from one of my fellow musicians. We had just got done performing, and I told him, like, yo, I don't want to be a rapper anymore. I think I'm going to go full-time art. And he was like, well, you already Picasso anyway with the words, so now you could just be Toni Picasso. And it kind of came from that.
I know that you're from Decatur.
Yes.
But you are here and chatting with me because you do have a connection, at least, to McLean County, which
Correct.
is that you're going to be doing mass incarceration, healing through community and art.
Yes.
So tell me about that. Obviously, it's focusing on incarceration. Yeah. What's it going to be like?
Yeah, got it. So growing up, I had a background with relatives, man, just in and out of jail. And there came an opportunity like about 3-4 years ago where Illinois Humanities had a grant, and I applied for the grant, and then it was one of those things where I can use all my gifts in one. And with the topic of mass incarceration being something that I've always been an advocate for, it created this platform that we are visiting now. With that was birthed the creation of Bars and Gates, Copy Paste Delete, and it's me telling the side of the youth. And nobody ever talks about how mass incarceration affects the youth. And then on side that, how do we interact with the youth? Do we condemn that kid because of a loved one's experience? Or do we kind of take in consideration what this kid is dealing with and be one of those people that see that kid in a different light so they can be a benefit to society, whether it's deeming them as, you know, a throwaway or something like that, you know? And it's just me putting in perspective what it's like to be that kid, but what it's like to be that kid with positive affirmations as well.
Another topic for you that's come up is art therapy. And
yes.
I think this, you know, talking about art, talking about healing, potentially healing through art.
Correct.
This is me sort of, you know, putting these thoughts out there, but I'd love to hear from you about how you use art therapy, how you define it.
Let's start with the definition first. So for the definition for me, and this is the Toni Picasso definition of art therapy, it's just you imitating your emotions, right? So a lot of times as an angry kid, I would act out in a physical manner. Well, that physical manner, instead of it being aggression, I turned and translated that aggression in art. And the best way to put this is art became my way to create this world. So whereas somebody do something to you and you can't, you know, lash out right away. Well, when I would go get in time out or get that isolated time, that's where I got to create this world where I could work out those problems. So if I'm aggressive, I'll scribble. If it's calm, I'll make water. If I'm happy, then I'll choose a color that I associate with happy, like yellow or red. And by identifying those things for me, now I've created this language that I can use to communicate in a visual way versus, you know, a verbal way. And now with the art therapy component and what I do with going and talking to kids and things like that, I let them create their own glossary. So if they wanted to use red for this emotion or blue for this emotion or a straight line or a jagged lead for those emotion, we take those elements and relate it to an emotion. And this kid now has a way to articulate themselves in an artistic way.
Is that what is going to be the topic of conversation at this event? What kind of is that going to look like?
A little bit. And the reason I'm saying a little bit because it's more of a collaboration. I'll be coming there, giving my spiel and then sharing my story and then using some of the art that I created for that content to show that. Then we'll break out into small workshops with different community partners who are actually practicing art therapy. So this time I don't have to do it all by myself.
Those are all the questions I had, but was there anything else at all that you wanted to add?
I would just say this, being a person that's from Decatur, Illinois, having an opportunity when I was a young kid coming to Illinois State University, being a part of the SciMass program, I don't know if you know what that STEM program is, but in middle school, I got to come here, have a college experience, the campus grounds, stay in the dorms, and do STEM programs. And now full circle, seeing me as an adult come back and then having this actual experience that we're going to do at the Arts Council here, it's like full circle. So I'm happy to be back in this community, happy to be back in the Midwest, and I'm just happy for the opportunity God has given me.
That was Antonio Burton, a.k.a. Toni Picasso, speaking with WGLT's Melissa Ellen. Mass Incarceration, Healing Through Community and Art with Toni Picasso is Saturday afternoon from 3 to 5 at the McLean County Arts Center in Bloomington. Melissa Ellen covers mental health as a Report for America Corps member. Report for America places journalists in local newsrooms across the nation to cover underreported topics.
Support for WGLT mental health coverage comes from Report for America and Chestnut Health Systems, caring for the community's physical and mental health and celebrating 50 years of service.